Major problem with Elden Ring Night Reign. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I was gonna buy this game, but and one thing about me is I never played the Elden Ring game. I never played it. Never played it. I played Bloodborne. That's about it. But Elden Ring, bro. I saw my little brother struggling on the tutorial, and I was like, I ain't playing that shit. But apparently, there's a major problem going on with the new game that came out, and one thing I will say is that I still think that it's a cool game. I've been watching gameplay of it. I still think it's a cool ass game. I might buy this game. I mean, it's $40. Brush Hater said that it's $40, which is to me is still a come up. You don't see games like this anymore. You don't see games that cost that much nowadays. $40, shit. You're gonna have to. Most games nowadays, you literally gotta wait. You literally gotta wait for a sale, or you gotta search through G, G2A or something. You said that it's not. Wait, you mean that it doesn't cost $40, or you said, oh yeah, people are saying that it's a shitty roguelike and doesn't feel very satisfying. What do you Brush Hater? You're saying it's not $40?
Alright, what's going on, guys? Elden Ring.
But yeah, hey, wait. Before I start, shout out to Zion. Is that how you say Ziostorm? Ziostorm, bro. I'm gonna like your shit. Shout out to you, bro. He said no, not that. Oh, okay.
Night Reign has officially released everywhere by now, and I gotta be honest,
Okay.
I am addicted to this game. The
Okay,
45
so
minutes
he
or
likes
so it
he
takes
likes
to
this
do the
game.
full
He likes
run
this game.
absolutely fly by every single time, and this is one of those games you could sink about 10 hours to, and it feels like you just got started. But by now I've killed a majority of the Night Lords, gotten all
Okay.
the way to each one at least once, and I
Uh-huh.
gotta say Wilder is by far my favorite Nightfarer. It's not even close. We
Wow.
got this sentient pest run here that I'm gonna be using the gameplay for this video. This
It
was the
looks cool though.
smoothest,
It looks
most
cool.
picture-perfect run. And when the game feels like this, Elden Ring Night Reign is an absolute blast. But as you've seen by the title of this video, this game has a major problem. And if this
Okay.
is not fixed, this could be the biggest wasted potential From Software has ever done.
They gotta like fix this shit quick. Like, cause right now they're getting like mixed reviews and shit. So they need to fix this shit quick, like ASAP. Like next week, this shit, all that shit that everybody's complaining about needs to be fixed by next week. I don't know what their people are complaining about, but yeah.
And I'm going to break all of this down. But
Oh, he
as we
gonna
get
say
started
something.
today, if you want to stay up to date on all things Elden Ring Night Reign, go ahead and hit that subscribe
Hey,
button. And
subscribe
now
to
let's get into it.
subscribe to
To
bro.
really get into what I'm talking about today, we need to go over some of the minor issues Elden Ring Night Reign has.
Okay.
Now, this game lives and dies off of being a roguelike. And the one element that makes it good is randomization. You don't want to know what's around the corner. You want to be surprised. You don't want to know what kind of loot you're going to get after beating a boss. You want to be surprised. That's not only what gives the game replay.
Isn't wait, Midgie, if you're in the stream right now, right? Isn't like Risk of Rain is kind of like that, right? Like, is are the bosses? But I feel like the bosses are not really randomized. You just know for sure that like if you go to this stage, these certain enemies are coming. I don't know. I don't. Is that how roguelikes are supposed to be though? Because he said no, you don't. What do you mean no, you don't? He said, well, yeah, well, oh well, yeah. Wait, what? Wait, what? But it's still like a roguelike? Because he said the roguelikes are like, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Like, you don't know which loot you're getting. You don't, well, I think for the items, he said Risk of Rain mentioned. Yeah, see, look, this is actually a good video for it. This is an actual good video. I got two Risk of Rain people here. So you guys are going to be the ones doing it. He said, no, the bosses are random up to a point, and the loot. I do know that the loot is also randomized, but the enemy variations are the same, right? In every stage, no matter what that you go to. Stage one, you're not gonna have in stage one, you're not gonna have the yellow people, right? It's only like what stage 15, stage 9 or some shit that you get the yellow big people. You still have a small pool of bosses to deal with per stage.
Ability, that's what makes it fun. And immediately, we have an issue here. Because the game's world, Limveld, really doesn't change that much between runs. Now,
Mm.
yes, you have your shifting earth events, such as the volcano, but the problem is, that volcano is exactly the same every single time. Once you have your route down, you can go down there and get a legendary armament very easily. We get to the point where we can make that run in sub 10 minutes. Now, what compounds this issue is that not only does the game tell you ahead of time what world
Okay.
event is going to be going on when you matchmake, you can pick and choose them by using the bed in the roundtable hold. And I
Mm.
gotta be honest, this would work so much better if it was random every single time and you had no way of knowing until you actually land in Limveld and see it for yourself. And just to
Hmm. So wait, but I'm confused. So, but so it seems like they're complaining that the maps are considered same. Now I got some Risk of Rain people here. So let me ask you guys this: How is how is it that you guys are able to have fun in Risk of Rain 2, even though the maps are the same every time that you boot it up? Like how you guys are able to have fun? Because he's complaining. It seems like in this video he's complaining that that's the reason. That's a minor issue. That the lava level is gonna be still the lava level. Risk of Rain has variants of maps and a large pool of it. What about you, Context? What are you saying? What y'all saying? Because it seemed like they're complaining about it. He's complaining that's a minor issue. He said that's one of the minor issues. The level, the lava level is gonna be the lava level. It doesn't really change.
side note here, I don't know if this is true or not. Somebody please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure this screws up matchmaking because it works this way. I was
Hmm.
messing around with the bed, trying to get rid of the shifting earth. But when it wasn't the volcano, I straight up could not find a match. And then once I passed time again to get the volcano, I found a match within seconds. Now that may be purely
Mm.
coincidence on my part. I have no idea. Like I said,
Oh, so he's saying that people don't like playing on the lava match. Like people don't like playing in the lava map. But when he changes the lava map, then he gets a match. Is that what he's wait, what the fuck? Wait, let me listen to what he's saying.
volcano, I straight up could not find a match. And then once I passed
Hold on. Let me rewind back.
side note here, I don't know if this is true or not. Somebody please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure this screws up matchmaking because it works this way. I was messing around with the bed, trying to get rid of the shifting earth. But when it wasn't the volcano, I straight up could not find a match. And then once I passed time again to get the volcano, I found a match within seconds. Now
I don't know if that's a game problem. I thought Midget, yeah, Midget, you're right. I think that's a community problem because to me it seemed like the people don't like playing the lava lap. They don't like playing the volcano map. That's just them. I don't think that's the game's problem. Is that am I crazy? I don't think that's the game's problem though. Maybe, well, I don't know. Maybe that map is like too hard to play on the first level or some shit. Probably. I don't know. He said context said, well, that's because you have different characters with different skills to play with, and that differs in items in each run, so you can't always just play the same. Midget said, yeah, that's a community problem. He said, Brush said that's a just as player, but could also be a balancing issue if it's just too hard. Yeah, yeah, like I mean, yeah, okay, now I can see, okay, I can people could use that argument. Well, it should be balanced for like if you want to start in the lava level in level 1, it should be balanced for that level. But at the same time, it's like,
that may be purely coincidence on my part. I have no idea. Like I said, somebody fact check me on that and let me know down below. But
hmm,
that's just one aspect of it.
I'm
I wish we
curious.
did not know what was going to happen in Limveld until we actually flew in. Now, the next bit about this I want to discuss is that I feel loot is too curated to the character you're playing. For example, if I'm playing Wilder, the vast majority of loot I find is going to be greatswords. I played a few Executor runs, the vast majority of my loot was
Mhm.
katanas. If you're
Mhm.
playing Iron Eye, you're going to get a lot more bows. You get the
Mm.
idea. Now, you're
Mhm.
probably thinking, well, duh, that's exactly how it should work. But hear me out. The characters, while they have their preferred weaponry, are not
Right.
limited to that weaponry. Each
Right.
character has their own curated base stats and
Right.
attribute scaling, but there's
Okay.
no improved stats for the specific weapon type unless you're running relics that do that. Wilder, for
Oh.
example, has the preferred weapon of greatswords, but he has a high scaling in strength. So if I want to use a great axe or a great hammer, I'm perfectly fine to do so, and I'm not going to have any drawbacks. However, if I build out my character with relics,
Oh, I see. I see. I see. I see. So he's saying that okay, okay. So if the character has a great affinity on strength, and yet you don't use its preferred sword, you don't get that strength stat that you're supposed to get. Ah, because you're not using the preferred weapon that it's supposed to be. But okay, that's way different from Risk of Rain because you can have different builds, right? I mean, Miji was just telling me what she just say. She said, "I got a crit build and I got a laser scope." She literally just said that. Yeah, like, oh, okay, you got that. Wow, okay, what? Why did they make it like that? That's kind of crazy. You can't make builds in this game. It's all about just getting the loot. Nah, okay, that's it. That is a problem right there. Especially if you want the game to be replayable a lot, you need to allow build variety. Like what Miji has said. She said context said they could make it like Risk of Rain 2 where it's just high damage over time when standing on the lava instead of just being insta kill or something. Uh Context also said I think it's still better in my opinion would have had a chance to save yourself in the lava. Miji said that your loot pool in Night Reign is like only getting your good items and there's no build variety. Miji said that the Risk of Rain 2 biggest gameplay revolves around working around what build you get given and manipulate with printers. Yeah, yeah. Risk of Rain, I mean, from what I've been playing is I played that game, bro. I have like what? Like we played that game a lot. Last week I played that shit for like what 16, 17 hours now. And like bro, like yeah, like there's so much builds in the game. You could the build variety is insane. The, like it's insane. He said in Night Rain, it just do bosses and get some better sword after. Oh nah, that's bad. Yeah. That's not that's not a roguelike because then at the end it's not replayability. There is no build into it. They should have the asset you should be accessible to have a build variety. Brush Hater said I never played roguelike, only roguelites, so I don't really have much of an opinion on how weapons and things work in this. Shit, that's why, hey, just try it out. Shit, I didn't know anything about roguelikes too. Yes, Risk of Rain is my first roguelike game. Shit.
or upgrades found throughout the world to
But I ain't gonna
specialize
lie. Ever since playing those that type of game, I'm starting to like roguelike games. They're pretty cool.
in great swords.
Hey, put down some games. Oh man, there's a game that we're gonna react to again. That shit, that might be kind of like a roguelike.
It should be a bit more of a reward to get the exact weapon type you're looking for. Again, the fun of it lies in the randomness, and that should mean part of the time you're just going to have to make do with what you get. But when
Hmm.
the loot is so weighted to give you exactly what you need, then well, it doesn't really matter what the weapon itself is, since everything you're going to get is pretty much optimal. And
It's
this creates a
optimal.
situation where you're not paying attention to the weapon, all you're paying attention to
It's
is
the
the little
stat.
green arrow
Yeah,
telling
it's
you
the
whether it does
stat.
more damage.
Yeah, if it does more damage or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you're not focusing on making builds around that weapon. You're just focusing on, okay, did my stat go up based on the sword that I got? Like, oh wow, that's not cool. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good.
Damage or not. There should be runs where I don't get a great sword. That would
Mm-hmm.
create much more of a challenge, and it would make you think, if I can get just one, should I then go try to get smithing stones? Or should I just make do with this axe I found, since it's still technically a strength weapon, but it doesn't necessarily fit my build optimally? And this creates pressure, especially with the storm closing in, where you may have to be
Mm.
greedy, you may have to fight a boss that's
Wow, this is like, oh, so he's like literally wanting, you guys are right. He literally wants the game to be like Risk of Rain too, because what he just explained right there is literally Risk of Rain. Let's say, remember when I was playing the game and my build, right, for like artifacture, or was it artifact? Was it like artifacture or was it accurate? I think it was accurate. And I needed a gasoline. I needed gasoline. Like I got all these tank. I got like two ignition tanks in my build, but I don't got gasoline. And I needed one. But like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I needed gasoline. I really needed gasoline, but I didn't get it. I didn't get it from the first, second, or third stage. I had to get it on the fourth stage. And so what he's complaining about is that he wants that type of gameplay where you don't just get a great sword right away. You have to, each level you need to literally like try to find ways to still get that damage number and still like have build variety, you know? Like, yeah, I might not have a great sword right now, but let me see what I can substitute with it. Maybe like there's this twin blade that's cool. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, he said, yeah, that's the fun in roguelikes for real. Yeah, yeah, that is the fun in roguelikes. He is right because even though I didn't get gasoline on my first three stages, it was still fun because I still had to find ways to substitute that gasoline for those three stages, you know? Oh, I don't got the gasoline that I need now. Okay, let me find some items that could at least give me a little bit more of a defense. Just so I could survive until I get the gasoline that I really need. That's Yeah, that's what makes it fun, like what Context said. Miji said that harsh diff from Risk of Rain hard diff from Risk of Rain is where items can be ambiguous as to whether they make your build better. Um, so so then if you get lucky, you could scrap your ignitions and never got gas and still got value with that scrap. Yeah. Context said that's the fun in roguelikes. Yep. I've heard it compared to a battle royale more than a roguelike in the way you just kill and upgrade shit. Yeah.
on the edge of the circle, with that added pressure of having to kill it super quickly just so you can get that loot pool instead of simply for runes. Because as it stands right now, there's really not that sense of excitement in checking the loot pool because you already know that it's almost 90% chance that it's going to have a weapon that's good for you. And
Yeah.
when they're all good, that makes the ones that are really good not nearly as exciting as they should be.
That
And I
should
feel
be.
like if you guys played the network test, this wasn't the case back then. I feel like it was much more randomized back in the network test. I
Really?
remember during my runs back then, I would almost get that gambler's dopamine hit every single time we killed a boss. But now
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what's supposed to. That's how roguelikes are supposed to be. It's supposed to feel like you're
I
gambling,
find
right? Isn't that how? That's the main thing about roguelikes. It's supposed to feel like you're literally gambling. Like you don't get what you want right away.
myself forgetting to even
Yeah, he
check the
said,
loot
yeah, sort
drops
of.
because I've already got an optimal weapon.
Okay. Oh, so that's how it's like. So in the game, it's not randomized. Yeah, you just count on your luck. Oh yeah, okay, so now I'm understanding. Look, so you know how he just so look right here, guys.
But now I find myself forgetting to even check the
So when he this okay, so pretend this is your pretend that this is our, you know how like our gift box, like you know how in Risk of Rain when we kill a boss, we get that like blessing or whatever, and it has the items. The difference between Risk of Rain and this is that Risk of Rain, sure, it may tell you Risk of Rain may tell you like what this weapon or what this item will do, but it doesn't give you a stat like this right here. It doesn't give you a green stat. You have to like pick and choose and know what the item is. You have to literally learn the items. Like you literally have to learn the items. You need to know which item is good, which item is bad, based on your knowledge of the game, based on you playing the game a lot and experiencing the game a lot and having knowledge of the game a lot. You should know, okay, this character doesn't need this weapon. This character needs that weapon. But this one right here, it just yeah, like he is right. Like if I was to pick it up, the first thing I see and I see this green bar going up, I'm not gonna go and look at this and look at that or look at this weapon right here because why would I need to go and look at it if this one says the green one, you know? If there's a green bar that tells me, okay, this is the good weapon and it gives you this stat and stuff, why do I need to look at this hammer? Why do I need to look at this bow? Or this spear or whatever it is. I already got my answer right in front of me. I'm just gonna take this and just keep it going. So it doesn't make it fun. It doesn't make it like oh, okay, shit. So you guys are saying that of course true random will suck. So having a system to alter your build is also really important. It does tell you what it does, but you have to like you also have to like understand what is good for you. Oh yeah, that's true. But there's still a setting to look at the items if you want it in Risk of Rain. And few items in the game are actual true pick up and keep forever. And yeah, that's great, but yeah, you guys are right about that. I'm not saying you guys are wrong about that. I'm just saying that but it doesn't give me this stat though. It doesn't give me this green like it doesn't tell me that you need to get this item. I need to the only reason why I need to get that item is if I know what the item is. I have to literally read it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to read it and understand what the item is good for. It doesn't give me this indicator that it's good for me. Pick it up. Like I didn't know anything about ignition tank and gasoline. I didn't know that those two combine to each other. But now I know because now I know for sure when I had those two items, right? When I had those two items, I know that okay, it gives me this damage for accurate, but because I experienced that effect in the game. But when I didn't have that effect in the game, when I didn't have the gasoline without the ignition tank, with the ignition tank without technically you guys know what I'm talking about. When I didn't have that, then it was like yeah, then it was like I experienced that too. I experienced a lack of damage. So I had to experience the game and I had to learn the game for me to realize accurate when I play accurate again, I need to make sure I have an ignition tank and the gasoline on my build. It doesn't give me a better or worse stat, you know. You said you could scrap even gas before Miltrix if you don't have a FMP because it doesn't give you a benefit. Oh yeah, items in Risk of Rain 2 doesn't have this item, doesn't have a this item is better or worse stat. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You have to literally learn. You have to literally inspect the item and look at it and like kind of like, you know, make a build out of that item. Is gasoline good? Is gasoline good for commando? Is gasoline good for chef? Is gasoline good? You have to read it, you have to inspect it and read it, and you have to then use your mind and use your knowledge and use your critical thinking and put, you know, and yeah, you just got to use your critical thinking and think, okay, would this item be good for this character that I'm playing? But this one doesn't if this one doesn't give you critical thinking. It just tells you this weapon is good. Take it. It doesn't make you critically think about your build, you know? It just tells you, "Hey, this weapon right here is good. Take it." Whereas in Risk of Rain, you have to literally inspect the item and then you have to critically think if that's good for you or not. Um, gas. You say gas is good on most. Risk of Rain is just, do I have kit items to have this benefit me? Yeah. Gas is good on most of them. It's just matter of, does gas do enough for me to keep it? Yeah. Especially, and that's what I'm saying. You have to critically think, okay, would this item be really good in late game? Once the bosses get harder and harder and harder.
loot drops because I've already got an
See,
optimal
look, look,
weapon.
look,
And I know
look.
weapons
All the weapons, look.
aren't the only thing that drop out of those, but that's just specifically what I'm talking
It
about.
showed him. It
Hopefully
showed.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
so it's showing him a red stat and a blue and a green stat.
And I don't sound completely crazy. Now, here's my biggest gripe with the game, and this is massive. This has to be changed, and this could literally be the difference between this game lasting a month and being replayed for years. The night bosses absolutely suck. I feel like when
Really?
this game was announced, one of the promises that was made by the way they conveyed it through the trailer was the Dark Souls crossover. And I know I'm not alone in this. That's what we
Okay.
were excited for. When that first trailer dropped, all of the posts on social media were talking about, yo, imagine we're running through the field and then we get invaded by Artorias. Or if the
Okay.
pursuer is hunting us the whole time. That would be so crazy. That's not the game we
That
got.
was
I
cool.
swear to you, out of around the 20 runs I've done so far, at least 12 of them have had tree sentinels as a night boss. For some
Ah.
reason, that fight is weighted so heavily compared to everything else. I don't know why.
Well,
Tree
I don't.
sentinels should not be a
Well,
night.
I don't know about any of this shit, to be honest. I don't know this part right here. I guess he's talking about like the bosses. Like there's certain bosses that they wanted in the game and they didn't get it or something. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Night boss in the first place. I should not be fighting a Tibia Mariner on screen right now. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, just shut up and enjoy the game. I am enjoying the game. But every time I see something like this, all I can think about is, what if I was fighting Calamite right now? What if I was fighting Smo and Ornstein? Fiendlight,
Yeah,
Belstat,
he's
Vort.
complaining about boss variety. Yeah, okay, okay. Don't we have? Okay, let me ask you guys this, right? Do you guys think that there's a lack of boss variety in Risk of Rain 2? Do you guys think that there's a lack of boss variety because you guys know what the boss is gonna be, you know what it is, you know, you know how they attack, you know what they're gonna do. He said, "I'll argue that the ending pool is fine because it's just Prime Meridium, um, Mil- Mithrix, and Obliterate."
Of the Boreal Valley,
Okay.
literally anything else.
I
Now,
just wanna, I
granted, I
just
have
wanna,
gotten to fight
I just wanna know. I just wanna end Void Link. I just wanna know how you guys feel about that. I'm curious. Okay, so you guys believe that as long as the ending pool of the bosses are fine, y'all are okay with like the bosses at the teleporters, or I don't know if that's what you guys. I want to know how. I don't want to put words in y'all mouth. It's like it's nice to know. It's nice to like know and go and learn how to beat Miltrix. Oh. He said teleport bosses have a plenty of variety. Okay.
the Duke's Dear Freya. The Smelter Demon fight was absolutely amazing. Why is that not happening more often? Now, granted, I have not seen all of the returning Dark Souls bosses, but there are only 6 in total, and Bandai Namco chose to spoil all of them before the game even released.
Mm.
That is crazy to me. They
Yeah,
tell us
that's
this exciting news that Dark
yeah, that's not damn, that's not good. Shit. That's not good at all. Damn, they just showed all the bosses on trailers and shit. So all the bosses that I saw in the last trailers, that's all the bosses in the game? Shit.
Souls bosses are going to be returning in Night Reign, and then give us the worst ones. I know Nameless King's in the game, but come on. Why do we not have all the bosses? What is possibly the reasoning for that? I know
Damn. So all of the trailers that I've seen, all of those bosses that I've seen, those were damn, they really just spoiled everything. I thought those were just like, I don't know, some of the bosses. You're telling me all of the bosses that I've seen in the trailer, that's the bosses in the game? Damn, they really spoiled the fuck out of that game. Yeah, they should have just gave one trailer and that's about it. And it's like only that's what he just said. He literally just said six of them. It's only six. He literally just said that. Damn. Damn. That shit is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Risk of Rain even got Risk of Rain got more bosses than even that. He said, Context said that, well, I think it's fine overall. The teleport bosses vary in numbers and types and can still have modifiers to them. Dog, that's he my man talking about stormtroopers and we're talking about Elden Ring. Brush hater. uh, he said, dog, that's an issue for me because every teleport and risk of rain have pool of a small pool of out of three minimum. Yeah. Now let me ask you guys this: do you guys think that risk of rain, whether the new DLC comes out, they should make it a like a feature where the teleporter, right? Once you start a teleporter, there are three different teleport bosses, and it's not the same ones. Do you guys think that that would be cool, or would that just break the game, and that will not make the game fun? How do you guys feel about it? Do you guys think that in the new DLC, whenever you press that teleporter, instead of having two of the same bosses, it should be three. It should be three. It should be three bosses, right? But they're all three of them are different. For example, let's say you press the teleporter. One boss is the jellyfish. The second boss is the Titan, the Stone Titan, and the third boss is like I don't know, like the worm or some shit. But you gotta understand though, this is not the default. You have to add the shrine or something. They need to put a feature where like how like for you to have two bosses in the teleporter, you have to activate the shrine of the mountain, right? So they should have another shrine again where it's like a harder version of that, you know? He said, Context said, yeah, that would be cool. Michi said, no way. Michi said, no way. He said, cause then you get more of a choice with the tricorn. Yeah, maybe like a different shrine for after you loop. Yeah, that's what context says. Oh, okay.
They've had little tweaks to make them feel a bit more up to speed to the Elden Ring Night Reign combat, but modders are going to do this in a month. Maybe not even that. They will literally have every single Dark Souls boss in this game, maybe before we even get the second patch. And
Mhm.
again, I'm loving the game. I'm having a blast with it. But this might just be the biggest wasted potential I've ever seen from Software. Why even do the Dark Souls crossover if all you're going to do is just tease us with these little tiny bosses like Gaping Dragon when we know what could be? I could be fighting Midir right now. I could be fighting Manus right now. I could be
What?
fighting Gale right now.
Now, I'm thinking like they might do this as DLC packs, like season packs. That's probably what they might do with this game. They might do season packs, and it's probably gonna suck that they have to do this shit. I can see them doing that. Like if they're gonna bring in Dark Souls bosses, I don't know none of the bosses, but I'm just saying from like somebody that's just a spectator just looking outside. I could see them doing season packs or DLC packs for this shit. They might do that, in my opinion, just to keep this game alive. You said that, yeah, maybe a different shrine for after you loop. After you loop can make it more fine. By the point you loop, you're you're over the point where choosing a free boss item isn't much of a power boost, because then it would make the game harder, but only to the later. Yeah, yeah, only to the later level. Yeah, yeah. That's what I think they should do. Like I think in the DLC, when we were uh Midgey, when we were playing, I think when we were playing when we kept looping and looping to the point that we were just too strong and we were just speeding through the whole area and shit, speeding through the whole like area and shit. That's when they should introduce that. Like another shrine pops up, right? And then this one it gives you three bosses, but they're all different. All three of them are different. Because at that point you're so overpowered, so you could just test it out. You should be able to take on three different types of bosses. It wouldn't even make it harder. Yeah, it wouldn't even make it much harder. Gonna be real with you. Oh shit. Oh no, nah, yeah, this lady, she, nah, you just a pro at it. Me, I probably would have been like, hell nah. A boss rush, yeah, yeah, brush hater, you're right. Boss rush,
But I'm not. I'm fighting a true
boss
savior
rush at the
for the
end.
5th run in a row. And it sucks because the Night Lord bosses are all so good. They're incredible boss fights. So we know the talent, ability, and possibilities of that original Nightreign pitch are there. Artorias? No, bro, here's a demi-human queen. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end it because I don't want to sound like I'm whining. It just hurts so much to see what could have been. Again, I'm loving Nightreign, having an absolute blast with it. I'm addicted to it. I just had to get this off my chest. Now again, let me rephrase for people in the comments section. I love Nightreign. I'm having so much fun.
Damn, why does he have to say? Why does he has to say it like that? Why is he scared that he gonna get dislike bombed or some shit? What? Bro, speak with your chest, bro. Don't, bro. If the game is trash, just say it's bad. That's it. Doesn't mean you hate them or anything. Why does he have to keep saying that? Like, it seemed like he's scared. It seemed like he's scared to like get dislike bombed or some shit. It feel like he's scared or some shit. Like no hate, hey, no hate towards this guy, by the way. If he ends up watching this, it's no hate towards you. I'm just saying, why are you scared to like speak your mind out? Like, you scared to get dislike bombed or some shit?
Whining. It just hurts so much to see what could have been. Again, I'm loving Nightreign, having an absolute blast with it. I'm addicted to it.
Bro
I
had
just
to
had to get
state
this
it.
off my chest. Now again, let me rephrase for
Bro had to state it like 3 times that he likes the game. Like,
people in the comments section. I love Nightreign. I'm having so much fun with it. If I had to judge the game based on the content alone and not discounting anything that's not in the game, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, what hurts is the potential of what it could have been. We already have DLC confirmed. If anyone at From Software hears this, please, in the DLC, go crazy with the Dark Souls bosses.
yeah.
Don't just add one or two, add them all. It
Oh, they
really
bringing
doesn't
it.
even
They're bringing a DLC. Oh yeah. Then hopefully they should go all out. Like, bring all the bosses from the old games.
matter how well they're balanced. Just put them in the game. If you're gonna make Tibia Mariner a night boss, then balancing really isn't a
Bro,
concern.
their
Just
bosses
give
look.
us that
Them
fan
boss
service.
designs look
And make
crazy though.
Pursuer
Look at
an
that.
invader.
A
How
a
did we miss
crab
that?
and a
But anyways, what
fucking
do you think about that? Do you agree or
moth.
disagree with me? Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video.
It's
If
like
you
you're
did, be
fighting
sure to
two
leave a
boss.
like on it and
Let me ask you guys something. Would you guys? This is a type like. Let me ask you guys something real quick for my Risk of Rain people, right?
how did we miss
Like,
that? But
would
anyways, what do you
you? Do you guys wish that there was like creativity, a lot of creativity on the boss designs? To me, I feel like even though I never played the Dark Souls series, I mean From Software games, well, I did play. It's only Bloodborne, but I didn't play Dark Souls and like even Elden Ring. But one thing I can really appreciate about their games is that their boss designs look crazy. Like, this shit looks crazy. A crab and a moth that's in the air. Standing on top. That's standing on top of the crab.
software hears this, please.
And it also does like fucking and it also does damage too. It also attacks too.
In the DLC,
It's not
go
just there.
crazy
Look. It
with the
just
Dark
flew up.
Souls bosses.
It just
Don't
flew
just
up.
add
See, look. It flew up and it did the lightning shit. And then and so now you have to focus on that, and you also have to focus on this guy because this guy is just running around too.
one or
Look at
two,
look at him. Look
add
at him.
them all. It really
And then the moth flies back. That's so crazy. You you said that. I think the boss designs are really good in Risk of Rain 2. I think it looks alright. Do, well, I shouldn't say boss design. I should say like boss gameplay. Like, I feel like this is something that Risk of Rain should have. Like, two bosses in one.
go
Like, this is
crazy
a
with the
really
Dark Souls
really
bosses.
smart. Like, look at that. You the moth flies up and this thing is running towards this guy. So you're scared as this guy. You're focusing on this,
Don't
but
just
yet this moth right here is also throwing like I don't know projectiles.
add one or two.
Like
Add
you're gonna be like so confused, like what the fuck
them
is
all.
happening?
It really doesn't even matter how well they're balanced. Just put them in the game. If you're gonna make Tibia
But
Mariner
yeah,
a night boss, then balancing really isn't a concern. Just give us that fan service. And make Pursuer an invader. How did we miss that? But anyways, what do you think about that? Do you agree or disagree with me? Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here. And I will catch you in the next one.
hey, I enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the video, man. I enjoyed it. I understand, man. I understand. I hope that this game also worked too. I hope that this game works and does its thing. Um, hopefully you guys said that there's a new DLC coming out, so hopefully it does its justice. And yeah, man, I think the game also has potential. It looks fun to play, but yeah, if you can't do build variety and you can't and the games and the bosses aren't randomized and shit, like, and there's only six bosses in the game. Oh nah, that's but yeah, man, shout out to Zion Storm, bro. Hey, Zion Storm, it's okay to speak your mind out, bro. You don't need to be scared about getting like dislike bomb, bro. You don't need to keep saying that. Hey, if you get dislike bomb, shit, it's okay. You still gonna play the game. You still love the game. Shit, that's all that matters. But yeah, man, speak your mind out, my guy. Hey, but I love the video. It was actually pretty